Okay, let's talk about the tariff. The Chinese and USA trading war has been going on for a few weeks, and there are so many chaos going on, and we have observed some new phenomena, and I want to share what we have been experiencing as a shipping agent or free forwarder for like sending goods from China to the US. The first thing is it indeed have a huge impact on the shipment from China to the US. First, so many companies, so many sellers like Amazon sellers or other e-commerce sellers have paused shipping from China to the US, not only to their fulfillment center in the US, but also to the end users. And a lot of factories paused the production because due to the uncertainty brought by the new tariff, it made the business almost impossible to do. Not only just the actual additional cost needed to be paid, but the uncertainty, because you will never know what's going to happen. And also, after the Trump administration launched the trade war, but there are still like some kind of we call it loophole, where the tax exemption policy, which can be used. For example, the $800 tax exemption, or it's called the minimus policy. Some of our customer has been using it, but in this week we found out that some of our customers got a tax bill. One customer, they claimed the value which is under $800, but but he ended up paying 1,000 something US dollars tax. So as you can see, this tax almost made business impossible to do. So this is a huge impact, and it also impact our business, even though USA markets only account about less than 30% of our sales revenue, but it's a huge impact. What are the people's plan, or what are they going to do with this new tariff? So in this few weeks, people are thinking about maybe ship the goods to Vietnam and then from Vietnam to USA or to Thailand, etc. But this policy this move or this method is actually quite dangerous and a lot of risk. On one hand, it's because the cost will be more. On the other hand is the uncertainty in the US side, because the US custom has already indicated that they may check during the custom clearance. They may check the origin of the goods, and or if they found out that the products are actually made in China and the originally from China, they were facing at least 3 times higher tax, the punishment. And also there will be some other legal risks and responsibilities. Even though there are like a shipping company promoting this kind of service, as far as I'm concerned, I will not be doing that because it's too risky. It's not responsible for customers. Of course, there will be people who will be there to do this, but I don't really suggest do it. Especially if you are the importer yourself, I don't really suggest doing this. Besides, funding all those like different shipping line or different shipping roads, there are companies are thinking a different way. That is using the Chinese supply chain resources to tap into the global market beyond the USA market. I think this is actually a right approach. Why? Imagine this. many USA importers, they are building their own brands with all this product made in China, but their major market is the USA. But what they don't know, or they yet to think about, is what about those Chinese companies? Because there are so many Chinese companies here in China. They sell to US, but more than US. They sell to European Union countries. They sell to ASEAN countries. There are Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and they also sell to Canada, Australia, Latin America, and Middle East as well. So basically, from China to the globe. From a political perspective, the first or the last round globalization was pushed or facilitated by the US. But now, China is actually pushing another round globalization. So in this round globalization, we have seen a fast-growing shipment from China to all over the world, and the Chinese companies are going overseas. So, if you are a USA importer, or if you are a European company but focus on US or Canada company, not only selling in Canada but also to US, why don't you sell your products to Australia, UK, or other English-speaking countries where your product have a market potential in this place? Especially for USA companies, given the price point, I think they can still sell to Australia, Canada, UK, and Northern European countries. So, if you have you already have a very well established supply chain resources here in China, it is time for you to utilize all these supply chain resources here from China and sell globally. I think this will also help to release some of the supply chain pressure, like to sell more inventories. But with this approach, you really need to rethink your structure. The company structure or business structure. You must have the right partner here in China to help you to streamline the whole supply chain. But not only make it here, but also distribute them globally. And this is some topic I have talked with a group of American companies or American sellers, especially they are selling either on Amazon or with their own Shopify store, but mostly in the USA market. So this is what I have been observing. Since the new trade war between China and the US, of course, between US actually against the whole world, and also some kind of thinking about how companies, not only Chinese company, but the company all over the world can utilize the Chinese resources, or the Chinese supply chain resources, manufacturing resources, or fulfillment resources to market their company or sell the products from China to the global market. In the end, I think the ongoing trade war between China and the US will come to an end. And I think the deals will be made because not only the US consumers are suffering, but the Chinese factories, Chinese sellers, or shipping company like us is also suffering a lot from this turmoil. This crisis. And there are a lot of political analysts or business sellers think that this trade war gonna end in next month. That will be May. That will be May of 2025. And I'm also quite optimistic about this. And hopefully we will see a good end, a good deal, which can be done by Trump and administration and the Beijing government. But nevertheless, with this tariff war, trade war, I think it is important for the business to rethink their strategy about future business. But few fundamental things cannot be changed, especially the supply chain resources or the whole manufacturing capability in China, which cannot be replaced within a matter of few years. Even though the U.S. government want to diversify the supply chain, they're gonna take decades. This is one hand. From other perspective, the Chinese companies or Chinese factories, they also have the desire or the incentive to move their supply chain to places which has cheap labor or near to the market. But I'm sorry. So with this all said, I think my key point is try to utilize and grasp the supply chain resources you have here in China, and with these resources, with another round of the globalization which is led by China, and make your business a global business to diversify the risk or to reduce the risk. Yeah, so this is my current observation, experience, and also expectation of the results of the trade war for the very near future. I hope this will help you to rethink a little bit about your strategy of your own business. Thank you.